Welcome to Deriving the Pythagorean Identity. So let's review some facts about the unit circle. We know that on the unit circle, we have a center of 0, 0, right, the origin, and we also know that it has a radius of 1. So if we want the equation of the unit circle, we're going to get x squared plus y squared equals 1. Really 1 squared because it's equal to your radius squared, but 1 squared is just 1. Now, we're also going to look at the unit circle, and if we made a point on it, let's say that point is x, comma, y. We already have the triangle drawn in for us because from the point we drop down to the x-axis and also connect the point to the origin. If we use the Pythagorean theorem on this right triangle, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we have that x squared plus y squared is equal to the hypotenuse, which is 1 squared. In which case you just get x squared plus y squared equals 1, which is, if you notice, the equation of the unit circle that we got by using the Pythagorean theorem. Also, we know that on a unit circle, sine is equal to y, and cosine theta is equal to x. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute these values in. Instead of writing x squared, I'm going to put cosine there. And instead of putting y squared, I'm going to put sine there. So if I rewrite these values, now instead of x squared, I'm going to have cosine squared of theta plus your y value, which is really sine squared of theta, is equal to 1. So using the Pythagorean theorem on the unit circle, we come up with what we have called the Pythagorean identity. And this is really important. You do need to remember this because it's not on your reference sheet for the regions. Also, please be careful with how you write it. Notice that I did cosine squared theta, not cosine theta squared. Right? The first one clearly shows that I'm squaring the trig equation of cosine, whereas the second one, it looks like I'm squaring theta, the angle measure, instead. So please do not write it like that. We always put the square right after the trig equation and before the angle measure. Please remember cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta will always equal 1.